Now it should be up. Yeah, it's up.
Okay, very good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is the Tableau Newbie User Group for January. This is our fourth year. This is the first session of our fourth year. 4 years ago, Klaus and I and somebody at Tableau who you don't know, Alyssa Jensen, um, put together the foundation for the Newbie Group. And we're so thrilled that you've been with us for a period of time, and we're glad that we're starting our fourth year. Klaus, let's just go to the housekeeping slide, and we'll just get on with things.
First of all, a happy new year, if that is still possible, on January 15th. So great to have you all here in the call, and looking forward to another year with you all.
Okay. Just a couple of things. What we'd like you to do, there's going to be a lot of you out there today. We expect a couple hundred people to be on the call today. So the meeting is being recorded. You know, if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, is the meeting being recorded?" Yes, the meeting's being recorded, and you know, the recording will be posted out on our website. Also, you'll notice that your audio and video have been disabled. There's just not enough bandwidth to have all those audio and videos going, but you can use the chat, and we encourage you to use the chat. We're going to be talking about different platforms today, different types of platforms where you can use Tableau. And what we'd like you to do is just kind of go out there, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and tell us what platform you use all the time. You know, are you a desktop user, a cloud user, server user, whatever? Just include that in there. That would help us out a lot. Now, when you're talking back and forth with yourself, please use the chat. If you have a question for one of the presenters, put it in the Q&A. And because there's so many of you out there, it's a little difficult to keep up with the chat itself, but we'll be able to pick up that question on the Q&A. We're beginning to see some people out here now. I saw somebody from Nashville. Thank you from Nashville. I'm from Nashville myself. Sacramento, California. Welcome. I'm seeing a lot of desktop users. Okay, we're going to spend a lot of time out on cloud today and time on server today. Don't be shy. Just we've got somebody out there from Rhode Island, and I see Pam Butler out there. Pam Butler is one of the co-leads in Nashville, and we had a great meeting last night. If you're from Nashville and you weren't at the meeting last night, join us at our next meeting. It'll be in March. There'll be plenty of announcements about that. We've got Richard from Wisconsin, Jeremy from Ohio. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do here in the fourth year of the Newbie User Group. It's a little different agenda than what we've done in the past. Today, we're going to have our normal meeting content. We're going to have two parts of the meeting. We've got a How Does That Work session. We've also got a guest speaker. And then on our next meeting, we're going to try something new. And what we want to do is build out for you a solution from scratch. We're going to work and we're going to download some data, and we're going to go and complete an entire solution. Then we're going to end up publishing it. We got a couple of slides on that. We thought that would be interesting because we've been doing an awful lot of how do you do this, how to do different types of things with Tableau. And we thought, well, you know, we never got around to showing you how to put it all together. And we're going to do this at our next meeting in March for the first time. We'd like to know, first of all, what do you think about doing that? Just tell us in the chat. Tell us, hey, you think this is a good idea or not? But tell us if you think it's a good idea. And then during the session next time, we'd really like to hear what you thought about it. Our intention is to do that every other month. On the odd meetings 1, 3, 5, we're going to go back to our normal agenda where we have a how-to session, and then we also have a guest speaker. And on the even meetings, 2, 4, 6, we're going to try this solution build out. And if it works and everybody likes it, we're going to continue it, and we're going to include it in the our overall process going forward. Klaus, you want to go to the next one? just a little bit about how that session will work. In this first session, we're going to load some data, and we're going to have to clean that data. And Maddie's joined us now, and I think Maddie is looking at the data, preparing that data. Now, we know there's a lot of different types of data, and there's a lot of different types of analysis. So part of what we're thinking when we do these alternating solution builds is we're going to look at working with different types of data and how you might have to work differently with different types of data to get the solution that you want. The overall intent is we're going to start with some raw data. We're going to develop some insights out of that data. Then anything we have to do to customize. We have to do some custom calculations, create some worksheets, create some dashboards. We'll show you how we go about the thought process about how you do that, to the point that we get to the end and do some formatting, and then we're going to publish it to Tableau Public. And our internal goal, is to see if we can get a visit of the day out of this. Klaus, do you have anything you want to add on this now?
Yeah, so I also think this is maybe a great way to show the entire process from getting the data to the final published product. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that out. And like you said, Jim, getting feedback from our people here is of course very important to us. So let us know what you think about this, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting that feedback.
Okay, I just noticed one of the other Tableau ambassadors, Eric Howard in Nashville, just joined the call. Eric, would you drop the link in for your session tomorrow? Eric is a co-leader for the Tableau Public User Group, and its session is tomorrow, and they're having a great session. I recommend it to all of you. If Eric will drop the link in the into the chat, I encourage you to go out and sign up for it. Eric paid me to do that, just by the way, guys, so don't. Okay. Just a little bit about the group. I know some of you have never attended one of our sessions. As a matter of fact, a lot of you have never attended our sessions. Our group is dedicated to new users. And by new users, we're talking about people who maybe have a year experience and you want to increase your overall capabilities with Tableau. We don't intend that you would stay with this group for more than a year or so. We think that you would probably get to the point that you feel real comfortable and you want to matriculate onto one of the other groups, maybe the analytics group or maybe the local groups. And we encourage that. We think that's a good way to go, to get to learn about Tableau and to learn about using different skills. We meet every 6 to 8 weeks. We've just kind of gone through how our normal sessions work, where we have a how-to session, and that's run by the Newbie Tug leaders, the group that you see here on screen. And we're the ones that do that session itself. And when we do that format, we also have a guest speaker, and Harim's our guest speaker. Harim, do you just want to wave at everybody? Harim's going to be speaking later today, and she's a guest speaker from the community. There are times that we would like to know what you would like a guest speaker to speak about. So if you have some ideas and some things that you'd like to hear more about or learn more about, drop it in the chat, and if we get an opportunity, we'll include that in one of the future sessions, and we can find a speaker that can fit that bill. Let's go to the next slide there. This is the current Tableau Newbie user group co-leads. Let's just go around and introduce ourselves. Klaus, do you want to lead off the group, and then we'll go counterclockwise here?
Yes. So my name is Klaus. I've been using Tableau since version 10.2. I work as a professor at Münster University of Applied Sciences, where I teach management accounting. And in the Tableau community, I'm a Tableau visionary, and I'm also creating Viz extensions and dashboard extensions and apps for Tableau with my friends in the Netherlands, and hence the sunglasses in my picture. I'm originally from Germany, but like I said, work very close together with my friends from the Netherlands.
Viraj? Viraj is a little ill, so you might not be able to hear him real good today. Viraj, go ahead and just introduce yourself.
Hey, hi everyone. This is Viraj. I'm from Mumbai, India, and as I always say, I'm a Tableau newbie at heart. So I always here to learn new things, and happy to be here. Sorry.
Okay, Reyes.
Hey everyone, I'm Reyes Murrieta. I've been using Tableau since 2020 at Zoetis, which is an animal pharmaceutical company, as a bioinformatician, data scientist, and now process analyst. And I love this because Tableau is always changing. There's always something new. So with each session we come to, I'm learning something new, and I'm really looking forward to today's talk that Klaus has to share with us some of the different tools available to us now.
Okay, Maddie. Maddie, we can't hear you. Maddie, we'll come back to you. We're going to go to a new member who's going to join our group, and we're going to add her picture next week or for the next meeting. Swati, you want to introduce yourself? There you go. We can't. You're on mute, Swati. There you go. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Swati. I work as a PR specialist at JLL. So here I am today joining the co-lead of Tableau Talk. I've been using Tableau since 4.5 years, and I'm based in London. So anyone who wants to reach me out to look at my LinkedIn, Swati Mutipu, you can reach me out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maddie, we want to try you again.
Sorry.
We're going back to Maddie. Maddie, we're still not hearing you. Maddie, we can't hear you. It's kind of important. Maddie's got a speaking part in the presentation, so she's going to work on that. We're going to get that straightened out. My name's Jim Daner. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. For those of you who haven't picked up on that, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Klaus and I were the co-founders of this group. I am one of the Tableau visionaries also, and co-lead this group and also the Nashville user group. I've been using Tableau for about 8 or 9 years, and I'm just thrilled to be involved with this group. This is just really a fun group. I'm just stalling a little bit. I'd kind of like to see if we get Maddie back. Okay, let's go on, Klaus, and we'll pick up Maddie because we're about ready to need her. Okay, here's what we're going to do today. After we get done and we get all of our electronics set up and everybody's working, everybody's will connect the way we want to. We're gonna do our first session. It's a how-to session, and today's session is getting started with the Tableau platform. And we're going to show you how you can use if you're on different platforms, how you would not only get into Tableau, but how you would do things in Tableau and be able to work across a variety of platforms. And then Harim John is going to speak to us about when climate changes meet Tableau. And I'm really looking forward to that because I'm, like many of you, I'm very concerned about climate change. Klaus, let's go.
Okay, good. So I think we're all set. Not sure if Maddie is able to join this part. So when you're ready, Maddie, just join in. Yeah, we thought for today, since this is the first session of the year, we wanted to give you a kickstart into the Tableau platform because when we talked about this session, we found out a little bit that in our previous session, we mostly talked about Tableau Desktop and about very specific things in Tableau Desktop, like connecting to data, like the order of operation, like certain calculations, LODs, table calculations. But maybe for the first session of the year, a kind of overview about the Tableau platform could also be something very interesting to you. Yeah, so that's our goal for today. Show you a little bit of everything. We are not going too deep into specific things, but give you an overview and yeah, to kind of show you where you are with your current products, maybe you are using, and how you can leverage them within the Tableau platform. Yeah, when you Google, for example, the Tableau platform, the things or something that you will see very quickly is this overview, and this is currently in all presentations from Tableau, which is showing the overall platform. And this is an organizational view. Yeah, it shows how an organization would implement or use Tableau organization-wide, and you read it, or at least I read it from the top to the bottom. So first of all, you have to decide where you want to run Tableau, and then we are not speaking about one specific desktop license or desktop installment, but about the entire deployment within the organization. You can run Tableau as a SaaS solution hosted by Tableau itself. You can run it on your own server or on a public cloud server and containers. Yeah, then you somehow have to think about how to connect to data. Data can sit in various places again, and you have to think about how to connect to this data. And that comes with data management. We always say, like, data preparation is an important part of the job of a data analyst. So data prep is something to think about. And we will show you today how Tableau Prep Builder can be used for that. Then you want to have some metadata about your data in a data catalog, for example, and you can use Tableau Catalog for this. And you want to use all the advanced analytics features. You want to create your visualizations or use AI, ML, to get deeper insights and also automated insights from your data. Now, on top of that, I would call it, we have the application layer. Yeah, so where can you do all of this? You can do that natively in Salesforce. If you're a Salesforce customer, you can embed apps and portals wherever you want. You can use Slack, for example, to communicate with Tableau Cloud or Tableau Server. And you can also use the traditional apps like Tableau Desktop or Tableau Prep, or you can use the browser with web authoring, both for visualization and for prep flows, or your mobile devices to consume visualizations from cloud or from server. Yeah, this is kind of the overall view and how an organization looks at this topic. We thought for today, maybe it's more interesting to take a personal view. And I think since you and we all are still learning the products, we wanted to give you an overview how to get access to these products. And therefore, we came up with this overview. On the left side, you see the different applications like Tableau Desktop, Tableau Prep, Tableau Cloud, or the mobile app. And whether you have access or not depends on the license you have. Yeah. And maybe the first thing that could happen is that you have no license at all. And even then, you are able to use Tableau Desktop, the public edition. We will show you how to get that public edition in a minute. So Tableau Public is a free version of the Tableau Desktop app, and kind of like YouTube for data, where you can share your own visualizations, where you can see visualizations of other people from the community and just get inspired by the things that get shared on Tableau Public. Then, when you're within an organization, you might have different licenses, and traditionally we distinguish between viewer, explorer, and creator. And yeah, for example, a viewer is actually not able to do much when it comes to creating content. So you don't, or a viewer license doesn't allow you to create something on Tableau Desktop or Tableau Prep on the local app. But the only thing you can do is to view content on Tableau Cloud or Tableau Server, or for example, to follow pulse metrics, which is a feature we will also introduce briefly. And as a viewer, you can also use the mobile app, and yeah, like viewing the content on cloud in the browser, you can also use your iPad or iPhone with the mobile app. And then we have Explorer. Explorer can do a little bit more, still are not able to use the desktop apps, but are able to create something on cloud or on server in web authoring. And that means you can create visualization. Yeah? So you can create sheets and dashboards and publish these to your server, so others can also view this content. But this is limited to data visualizations at this point. Yeah, if you, for example, also want to create prep flows on the web, you need a creator license. So that would also enable creating prep flows, like you will see in my demo in a minute. And the license that includes all of the features is Tableau Plus. And with Tableau Plus, you will also get access to Tableau Agent. We have Harim today with us. She's a really Tableau Agent expert, and she has already created incredible stuff with this. And we also have Maddie, hopefully, in this demo, who will show us a little bit about Tableau Agent. So Tableau's way of using Gen AI within the product to help you creating visualizations and analysis. Yeah, this is the overview. So then, depending on where you are in this matrix, you can do certain things or you can't do. If your goal is to learn Tableau Desktop and data visualization, Tableau Public is the easiest way to get started. For everything else, you might need the licenses like I've explained. Yeah, Jim, is there anything, or Maddie, you want to add?
I think you're moving along fairly well here. We start talking about Tableau Plus. Tableau Plus is kind of the overall umbrella right now that it's really where the future is going. I know Maddie's nodding her head. Maddie, would you do us all a big favor and just let's check your sound
Yes, I'm here.
Yay!
Working. I went through a lot of microphone checks there, but yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, then we would like to do a quick run through the different applications. And we start with Tableau Public. Then we will go to Tableau Prep. We will create something simple in web authoring. We will also look into Tableau Agent, and then into Tableau Mobile to finish this little demo. Yeah, Maddie, shall we start with Tableau Prep? Tableau Public. What is Tableau Public?
Yes. So Tableau Public, if you are the very brand new Tableau users, I can't emphasize enough that Tableau Public is the perfect place to start. One, because you can start there for free. So you can create a Tableau Public account. You can just be an individual person. This is how I started, who I was like, I would like to learn Tableau and learn skills. And it's kind of a two-part platform. So one is it is a free way to access Tableau, but the other really beneficial thing is it's a place for inspiration and examples of people who are at your level or far outpace your level. So right now, what you can see, also what I didn't anticipate is how much of Klaus's Tableau Public would be in a language I don't speak. So we're looking at Klaus's, and if you like me, you're like, what am I looking at? At the very top, oh, will you go back to the Tableau Public, just like the landing page?
The landing page, yes.
When you go to Tableau Public, the very top thing you're going to see is called the Viz of the Day, or the Viz of the Day in German, which I was like, I'll try to say that. That's not a wise choice. So that changes every single day, and people nominate the Viz of the Day, and then they're shared. You can subscribe. I subscribe, and so they go to your email and your inbox, but they always show up there. And then underneath that, you can follow other creators. You can follow Klaus. You can follow Jim. These are top Tableau creators and content builders, and they very regularly put out content on Tableau Public that's free for you to look at and get inspired by. Whenever you find one that you like, Klaus is showing us the second from the right at the very top. There's a little box with an arrow, and so you can download anything that inspires you, and you can download it in a lot of different formats, but you can download a Tableau packaged workbook, and so you can play around this on your own. There's also a way to get inspired by this, and you can create a viz of your own, and it just lets that content author know, like, that was really inspirational, and I built my own viz based off of your viz, and it kind of traces it, which is pretty cool. So that's the platform overall. And then Klaus, will you go to your specific platform or your specific, so this is what your page will look like. And Klaus is pretty well built out. He's got like his job, his name, all those things. He's also got like his website, and yours won't be that built out when you start, but what you're seeing now are all of Klaus's published dashboards, and he's done these through Tableau Public. So there are two ways that you can work in Tableau Public. One is through web authoring, just in your browser, but Tableau Public has now also come out with a Tableau Public desktop option, and it's the Tableau app, pared down slightly from their true desktop app, but you can do desktop authoring and not be stuck in the web authoring platform. And there are more capabilities within that desktop public app. And I would highly recommend, if you're starting, to not use the web authoring option, but to use the desktop app authoring option. That's a lot.
It's a hard word.
Yeah. So these are the ones that are published, and you can see on Klaus's profile. But Klaus, will you go to one of your hidden tab?
Here, this one, yeah.
Yeah, so you can also build drafts.
My secrets. I'm showing my secrets.
Yes. Thank you for showing us all your secrets, Klaus. You don't have to make a dashboard public. So the organization I work with, because of the way that our organization's website is arranged, we actually use Tableau Public for our website embedded dashboards, and we do not want the ones that are in draft form to be visible to the public. And so this is how we do that. You can hide them, and you are the only person that can see those. And so that keeps it Tableau Public, it's all public facing, so anything you post there, other people can see. But this is a way to keep your drafts or your work in progress there. And then you can also, you can see vizzes that you favorited, people you follow, how many people follow you. And then, yep, so these are some of Klaus's favorite graphs. We're learning so much about Klaus today. And then if you were a super user like Klaus, will you go to the stats page? This is pretty new and it's pretty interesting. I really like it. This shows you your top vizzes that people have looked at, how many. You can see that someone's been inspired by one of his vizzes, and so that's what that inspiration one is. And this just shows you views over time on his public profile. But yeah, just this is really cool. This is very core to who Tableau is. It is all about inspiration, connecting people, and this is a free way to get started with Tableau, which is pretty cool. So that's public.
Yeah, perfect. And just to finish this, if you want to create something on public, you can just hit that button, and you will be prompted to the web authoring where you can upload your data and then just build out the data model like you would on desktop as well. and you can directly publish to your public profile. And the other resource was here, Tableau Desktop Public Edition. You can download it from here. And I even tried that, Maddie. We didn't talk about that. So this is the Tableau Desktop Public Edition, which is almost similar to the full version. It comes with less options to connect to data. So you only have a couple of options here. But now you can also save Tableau Public stuff locally, which is quite an improvement. So this is the Tableau Public desktop app, which is a great way to start and great place to start.
Yeah. And anything you save to your Tableau Public, whether you're using web authoring or the Tableau Public desktop app, it's all in its public cloud. So both of those things talk to each other and your work is saved. The only time that doesn't happen is if you save a Tableau Public file locally to your drive, but otherwise.
Okay. Good. So that is Tableau Public. Then the next thing we would briefly like to introduce is Tableau Cloud. You might have heard about it. Oh no. Okay, that had to happen. Let me quickly log in again.
Well, Klaus is logging in. One thing you really ought to think about with Tableau Public, it's a great place to build your online resume and a great place to store your work. If you're applying for a position, or you're a student and you're going to apply for a position at some point and you're applying for something that's looking for background in Tableau, I guarantee you your employer or future employer is going to look out there to see what you have on Tableau Public. Klaus is back at it. Sorry for interrupting.
And Tableau Public, to continue there, is basically nothing less than also a Tableau server or a Tableau cloud site. Actually, the biggest Tableau server around, with the most users and the most visualizations. And we're now on Tableau Cloud, which is like your private Tableau site within your organization, where you can also explore the content that you have. You can favorite things. You can subscribe to certain visualizations, to dashboards, to get it in your email box, for example. You can comment on visualizations and do lots of stuff. And Tableau Cloud is also a place to create content. And this is what we like to show in a brief demo today. So I will start creating a little Tableau prep flow. So Tableau Prep Builder is the data preparation application within the Tableau platform. So let's do that. I will create a prep flow, a new prep flow. So this loads. This looks very similar to what the Prep desktop app looks like. And I want to connect to a file that I downloaded. So I found a nice file from the World Bank on life expectancy across different countries. And let's connect to that file. It will upload. And you see I have 3 tables in my Excel file. And let's look at the data first. So Tableau Prep works like an input, transformation, output process. I connect to a raw data source. And Tableau Prep gives me an overview of my fields. So I can switch to the field list here. And this data source looks like I have columns for the countries, country codes, the indicator name, and the indicator code. And then I have lots of columns for the life expectancy in the different years. So all the way to 2023, although this is a null value. Then we can add different steps. First step I've added is a clean step. And in this clean step, I can view the data. And I know that I cannot do the things that I want to do with this kind of data structure because all the years are in separate columns, and that would make it, for example, really hard to create a line chart. And therefore, I know I have to pivot the columns with the years to bring the years to rows and have in the end 2 columns. One is the year and 1 column is the value. And that can be done with a pivot. So you can add a pivot step. And in this pivot step, I'm taking all the columns from 1960 to 2022, drag it over here, and this will reshape the structure of my data set. And this will be the life expectancy, and this will be the year. Yeah, and the year should be maybe a number, not a string. So I'm changing the data type here to make it a whole number. I also had my 2023, which only includes null values, so I would remove that one. Yeah, so in a very visual way, you can do the data preparation and all kinds of transformation that you need to do. And you can, for example, also bring in more data. Yeah, like the World Bank files also always come with metadata for the different countries. Since I, for example, want to look or want to analyze life expectancy by region or by income group, I also want to include this data and mesh it together with my life expectancy data. Yeah, so I'm building out a join here and drag the metadata to this flow or to this part of the flow, and then connect the two on the country code. And I get more information to my countries within or after this join. Yeah, then add another step to again view the data and maybe clean it up a little bit. Most likely I have now fields twice in my data, like the country code. Let's remove it here. I think I also have the name of the country twice, which is country name and table name. So let's also get rid of this one. And beside that, I think I'm good. Yeah, so this way I've built out my data source. And the last step I will do is to publish this data source on my Tableau Cloud site. I only have access to the default project, so let's keep it there. And this is the newbie tag demo that I want to publish. And by first publishing the flow, that is the first thing I need to do, newbie tag demo. So after publishing this flow, I'm now able to run this flow. And this will create the data source that I will use later in my visualization. I love to have these flows centralized on my Tableau Cloud site because I can just give everyone who needs access to this flow, or I can even put it on a schedule. Imagine there comes in new data frequently, so I can just put that on a schedule and then it runs automatically. Yeah. Let's view the flow. Now, this is the thing that I've created. I can add some more descriptional text, for example, to let people know what this is about. It says still pending run. Let's see if the published data source that I've created is already available. We only have the flow and no data source yet. Let's see, it's still pending the run, but I've prepared something yesterday, so we can use another data source that should be there. So let's look into this one. Oh, sorry, not the flow, the data source. The data source is here, and the demo is also there, so we can use that one that I've just created. This is the data source. And what I'm going to do now is to create a workbook using this data source. Yeah, so everything that I'm doing now could also be done in Tableau Desktop, and the web authoring pretty much the same. You still have your data pane on the left side with some with the different data fields, dimensions, and measures. You have your different drop zones like columns, rows, filters, and the mux cards, and you can just do drag and drop like you know from Tableau Desktop, for example, to create an overview, to look at life expectancy, maybe not as a sum, but as an average, and to break it down by regions. And then we would see that yellow North America on top, and other regions of the world have more or less a life expectancy. Or we could use the income group, because that is what I learned from Hans Rosling, that income group very well explains life expectancy. And we have the high income countries with a high average life expectancy, and the low income countries with a relatively low life expectancy. So I would build out my visualizations. This is over time. And maybe I can do something like, let's look at specific countries and the life expectancy. Let's sort that and filter it down to a specific year, maybe. Maybe let's look at the last available year, which is 2022. At the label, and maybe also the income group info here. So we get an insight of how that works together. So we have the countries over here, and then we can also build a dashboard. Let's increase the width a little bit and the height. And we look at life expectancy over time and by country. And build out a neat little dashboard where we look at life expectancy. Oh, this does let me edit the title, but I think you get that idea. Then the last step would be to publish this. If it lets me do something, now I can. So I can publish this one. Again, in my project where I want this to publish. This is the Newbie tag demo workbook. If I need to, I can embed passwords for my data sources, which is not relevant here. But like that, I can publish, and then I will be able to see it here on my cloud site within the workbooks. This is the demo workbook that I've just created. And my users who have access to this project are able to view this. This is web authoring on Tableau Cloud. And Maddie, if you're still there, since we are on Tableau Plus here, we are also able to use Tableau Agent. Do you want to share a few things about Tableau Agent?
Yeah, so Tableau Agent is the AI, it's the Copilot version for Tableau, and it's an AI prompt that will help assist you build your visualizations. A caveat, it's only available with thin cloud authoring and Tableau Plus. So, you have to have a specific organizational structure that you're using this in. You can't use it on public. You can't, use it on those other things. But there are kind of two big bucket use cases that you may want to use Agent for. And, there's always going to be a million others. But the first one is to get started somewhere. So you have a data set, and I will say you need to, and you'll see this, you'll need to be really intimately aware of what's in your data to make sure that you know the prompts to be asking, and also that you are representing the data accurately. We did actually a whole agent session, and so you can go back in the Tableau Newbie archives and watch that. But that's just something to know. And another use case would be to delve deeper into insights once you've already started working and see connections across data there. So let's try and ask it to do what Klaus just did on his own. So Klaus is saying, can you show me the life expectancy, the average, oh, good one, Klaus, the average life expectancy by income group over time. So this should match the line chart that he built. And let's see. Okay, it actually looks really good. A personal step that I like to take is to put them side by side. Like I've done something and an agent's done something. We do not have to do that now, but then just to like reconcile and make sure that it's working in the appropriate way. But you can also just look at the top, make sure that it's not summing things that shouldn't be summing. It's not averaging, things that have already been averaged. So I would always recommend that you audit it, but this one looks really good. Another thing you can do is you can interact with agents. So it says, was this helpful? You can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If it does output something you didn't want, please do give it feedback. The workers at Salesforce, the backend developers really rely on that data to know what's working and what's not for their users. So please do that. And then let's try another one, Klaus. Let's see. Can you do show me the life expectancy for each country for the most recent year, indicating income by color? And that should hopefully give you your second graph.
Country for the most recent year and color code by income group. Okay, let's see. So I should have created a new sheet because I think it's not changing.
Oh, it's just going to take over this one. That's a good point. Okay, well, while it's working, okay, there it goes. And this does look pretty similar. Generally, this looks about right. I would have a question about the year because I'm not sure if I see the year filter on the one it made, but
no, okay, yeah, good one. It missed the filter.
Yeah,
we could ask it. What about the filter?
Okay, but some things to know about this are, one, you need to be the expert of your data because you need to be auditing and make sure it's not missing things. Also, I would say that if you are at an organization where they are using AI modeled data, I would be very cautious about using agent because hallucinations happen when AI interacts with itself. So if you have AI modeled data and you're asking AI to then create insights, you're losing the human element of review. So do always think about where your data is coming from. And then also we are about to talk about environmental impacts. And so do consider the environmental impacts of what you're doing. Is this leading you to deeper insights that maybe you couldn't have gotten? Is it overcoming your own personal biases? Or are you just doing something like we're demoing this with something we literally already did? And just consider how much energy and resources that AI uses when you're making these decisions.
Great segue there, Maddie. Great segue. Outstanding work, guys. Klaus, you want to?
Yeah, thank you. I think we're running a little bit late, so we will skip the Tableau mobile demo. I will stop sharing my screen and introduce Harim, our guest speaker from the community. Harim, sorry for running a little bit over time, but now the stage is yours, and we're very happy to have you with us today. Harim is a Tableau social ambassador, a Tableau agent expert, and the founder of Visual Climate, which is a great new initiative within the Tableau community to shed some more light on that important topic. I saw your amazing visualizations out on social, and I'm sure we will see something from that as well. So great to have you with us today, and the stage is yours, Harim.
All right, thank you so much for having me here today, and I'm going to share my screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, once again, thank you so much for having me here today. And this is Harim, and thanks for Klaus' great introduction. I'd love to share our visual climate, the Tableau community like project, and also how you can actually leverage like Tableau agent, especially like a hard calculation and some leverage skills. So let's go and start it. So today I will cover some specific topics about how I can become like a climate data activist because this is a Tableau newbie like talk. So I really want to encourage you. You can actually push yourself and you can learn more about it inside of like a Tableau community and why specifically about the climate data and some experiment and some kind of sample that you can actually leverage Tableau agent for your visualization based on my like experience. And then I will let you know how to join and learn from like a visual climate, especially the resource and data and some kind of community activities. Let's start it. So I'd love to cover my past as a climate data activist first. Because this is a newbie group, so I really wanted to bring this topic to you. From myself, I actually started my career as a nuclear engineer, not a data analyst or data scientist. It was actually quite a challenge for me from the start, but I really could push myself and I could learn a lot from this journey. My background is mechanical engineering and also nuclear engineering, which was like totally far from like information technology. But I got a great chance to join the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency. And whenever you're working on the research or some kind of like institute, you got lots of opportunities to learn how to interpret your data into a meaningful and simple like insight. For instance, if you have like a really deep talk, deep knowledge about the research, but what if no one gonna get any interest about it? This is a quite like challenging part for all of the researcher. So our strategy was turn this like complicated data into really simple and meaningful and quick insight for everyone. We decided to choose the visualization, and I was the one who got to learn actually Tableau to turn the information into visualization. On the right side, it was the very first publication I made it from the IEA, and it was actually kind of the opening door for me that I could transit myself and I could learn myself that I can be a Tableau developer as well. And then I keep working as a data specialist, visualization specialist in and out of the United Nations organization. And finally, I could join the tech consulting firm in Canada, based in Toronto, based in Canada. And I could be more active, especially within the Tableau community. So all I want to share is like, even if you have a different background as a newbie or any kind of like level of like Tableau, you can learn anything. You can actually get more engaged with the Tableau community by joining the tug or joining the project group, but you can always learn more than you can actually expect it. And also as a Tableau climate activist who's working based on the climate industry, but currently I am working in the tech consulting firm. And people keep asking me like some specific question like, is there any gap between the like environmental industry, specifically climate industry, and also tech consulting firm? And my answer is always yes. There must be a gap, but it's not a big, actually a huge gap. Because as you might understand, whenever we are working with the data set, our core philosophy is not only about like a visually appealing dashboard development, but the real thing inside is we need to figure out the like challenging and problem with the data. And at the same time, we need to drive the solution with the data. So this is actually quite a good like sample that I can actually share with you. The domain is ESG, environmental, social, and governance data set, especially about the emission and environmental pillar. But we could turn this like massive data set into a meaningful, sustainable dashboard that people can use it in and out of the tech consulting or like a climate industry as well. And then this is my, the left side is my Tableau public profile. And as Klaus and Jimin like members mentioned, I've been keep working on the climate and public health and climate vulnerability, especially covering the sustainable development goal. And most of my publication and data visualization is dealing with the specific topics. That is not that fancy, but we can actually get more insight and interest from how the world is actually growing and has been passed, especially about the specific terms. And after I published dashboard, after I like being a little bit more active, people keep asking me where to get this data and how to visualize this like data set. So after I got like a high demand of like requests, I decided to launch a Tableau community project that people come join and learn together, especially about the specific topic like climate change. And the right side is like a visual climate like website homepage that I created. So this is open community project that anyone can join and learn and also like publish your things as well. So I actually launched this like last year Tableau conference and we are still working on it. And today I'd love to cover like a latest version of the Tableau driven like dashboard, which I applied a Tableau agent application to deal with the climate change data set. Even we already open our visual climate project, community project, we keep getting so many answers and questions about the data analysis regarding the climate change. As you can see, the climate change domain is really hard to understand, and we know, like, okay, it is important, and like we got like wildfire in LA, and there's so many disasters, but we don't know where to start and how to digest this data set. So I will cover this one really briefly, and you can learn it later from the community activities as well. And I want to bring up the challenge about the climate data first. So you might be wondering why this girl is always keep talking about a climate change specific topic. This is actually a quite frequent question I got it, and my answer is always same. Currently and so far, the climate data is like still too hard to understand and too expensive and limited, and also too typical in general. It is like my personal perspective, but I may guess you can also understand it because regarding the like domain, climate data involves like complex variables, even about the CO2, cumulative CO2 emission per GDP, like CO2 intensity per unit of the GDP, like those kind of terms are really hard. So if we using like an intuitive visualization, we can actually make this data more easily understandable and more compelling storytelling. And the second challenge of the climate data is like it is still too expensive and limited. The meaning of the expensive is not only about the cost, but it's also about like its affordability in our mind. So for instance, access to climate data is like a frequently limited, and high level of the organization is like sharing the data in a raw form. So it is quite hard to understand, and we need to digest it a little bit in deep down. That's why I wanted to open an access gate that let everyone contribute and learn and get a more easily digestible like format of the data set. And the last challenge normally the climate change industry has is like it is too typical in general. The meaning of the typical is quite simple. Even we are facing so many challenges in climate change term, but traditionally we only got to know like, oh yeah, the weather is getting bad, or there's a lot of wildfire, but we couldn't actually find like specific correlation. So I want you to include more metrics in our data, and we can actually drive the tailored and effective like solution. You can find your own like correlation between the data set, or you can expand your research. This is like our main challenge, and we want to cover this challenge with our community project. So the solution for those like challenging is like our Tableau community, the visual climate organization. It is actually inspired from the SDG Beach project, like run by the Vinod and Brian. And we are aiming to visualize the easiest and most attractive like a product like this. I cannot say the most, but quite interesting way. And at the same time, we want to distribute the verified and really easily understandable clean data set. And also we want to run and operate it by the data fam 100%. And at the same time, we want to contribute to the work through the Tableau and also Tableau agent. Betty and Klaus already covered the Tableau agent really clearly and effectively, and I 100% agree with it. You cannot rely on an agent or AI agent 100%, but if you have specific knowledge on yourself, you can definitely utilize and leverage your skills. So way better. And I want to cover this one because you're just starting to the Tableau, to the new industry, and I want you to save your time and energy and maximize your skills. So I will share how I actually empowering my climate data storytelling using the Tableau agent. So as you can see, the left one is actually cumulative carbon clock that I create with using with Tableau agent. As you can see, it's even it seems really attractive, but in the deep dive is quite complicated. It is including the cumulative CO2 emission share per person, cumulative CO2 emission share by country, and also the annual CO2 emissions by country. We already have 3 measures, and they are working streamlined and showing each country's data point and the value per income group, as you can see from the bottom side of the income group labels. So whenever you face the climate data set, you might be a little bit overwhelmed because this is not your major work, this is not your major industry or your money-making things on daily work. And at the same time, it is too complicated and complex storytelling. You need to actually deriving and realize your idea. So I wanted to make this challenging more easy using the Tableau agent. So my solution was utilize the Tableau agent to streamline the idea realization and then save my time and enable more polished storytelling and development inside of it. So I will show how I actually leverage the Tableau agent based on my knowledge and keep asking with the Tableau agent, and we could actually develop this one together. So I want to tell you, this one is not one-time clickable agent publishing thing, but you have to keep asking, communicating, and leverage your calculation and development skill. So for instance, keep asking how I can calculate this LOD, level of detail calculation, using specific terms, and Tableau agent really helped me to clearly realize my ideation. It's not 100% agent, it's not 100% from my side, but we could definitely help each other. And I keep asking, wasn't this normalization? I want to make a pass from the 1 to 0, and it really helped me to figure out specifically which part do I need to update it and how I can actually leverage my skills and how we can develop it way effectively. So yes, basically at the low level, you can just use it for a data pattern recognition, but at the high level, definitely if you have your knowledge, if you have your idea, but if you have a lack of the time, you want to save your energy, I really highly recommend you to use the Tableau agent, specifically using the Tableau Cloud. And one thing I want to share with you is you can definitely enhance the agency using the Tableau agent. I'm not a Tableau agent ambassador, but I really want to utilize it, and I want to share this knowledge with you because whenever we develop the data visualization and analyze the data set, whatever we need to focus is not only about the visually appealing dashboard, but we have to make it really usable. So even you make a great a dashboard, which is reporting to your boss or your audience, you have to make sure this is not only about a reporting system, but you have to work as an analytic system. So people can get the real insight. It means your data things has to be validated first. So I always got challenged myself as well that how to validate this one and what if these KPIs are wrong or am I on the right track? So I really wanted to make sure this part was a Tableau agent, and I figure out Tableau agent is really smarter than me in terms of like validating. So I could validate the KPI and creating more accurate reporting cards, and it was really ensuring the metrics are correct and meaningful. And I could actually bridge the gap between the, as I mentioned, reporting and analysis. They are really different by simplifying the validation and accuracy in critical metrics. So I am confidently sharing this one. Even this one is really highly sensitive topic, but I'm 100% sure this is totally validated and we can use it for like a nonprofit or any kind of your research background or reference. So this is the way how I can actually validate it and check with my KPI card or presentation using the Tableau agent. I know it's quite fast, but asking to the Tableau agent, like, is this the right way to show this presentation regarding the KPI? And it really gave me a great direction. So I could definitely help it out. And this is the way you can actually leverage a Tableau agent as well. And finally, let's cover like, so how we can actually join the visual climate and what we're gonna do and what we're gonna get. I will share you simple things. So long story short, whenever you join the visual climate, it's not a fancy or it's not a wow thing. It's a really simple and it's really like active things, exactly like a Makeover Monday or like games like this. So you can go to the website like visualclimate.org, or you can find the visual climate, using the hashtag from LinkedIn or like X, like X from Twitter, and you can get all of the resources. We are sharing our data source like in right manner using the data.word. If you go to the official website, whenever you click on the like specific like topic, it will automatically link to the data.word and you can see the data in series. So currently, if you go to the website, you can get the resource and you can get a full of the series, and the data set I use it for the like visualization is already updated there, so you can definitely use it. And not only about the data set and not only about the knowledge, we are going to cover like how to develop this dashboard one by one. Of course, we cannot be live like 5 hours to develop all of the things from the scratch to the like finer performance, but we will keep talking how you can leverage and how you can utilize a Tableau and Tableau agent to visualize it. Our first course to cover is like especially the cumulative column plot. This part we will cover this one, and we are covering like series of the data visualization, covering a topic for the climate change, and this data visualization is going to be our like first topic. So yeah, this is overall what I want to share with you, our like visual climate activity, and also you can join, you can participate, and you will learn more than you can expect. And also I will encourage you to be more active and ask me like how to join and how you can actually contribute together. And once again, thank you so much for Newbies Talk. I really appreciate so much for this opportunity, and I really appreciate it for all of your like hard work and contribution to the Tableau community and data fam. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Fantastic presentation. We're so glad that you were able to spend some time with us today.
Great, thank you.
Klaus, you want to pull up the Maddie? You
Yes.
want to raise your head? Are we going to have a little quiz?
Is my mic working?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. Yes, we absolutely can have a quiz.
Okay. Hey, I meant to mention that if any of you or plan to go to TC25, registration is now open. You can go out and register, and I think in the chat we're going to put up Viraj just put up a link in the chat. You can go out there and you can register today. I would suggest registering sooner rather than later, because there's an early bird discount that's going on right now, and you save, I don't know, maybe $500-600. I think we were talking about this last night. So the link is in the chat. The dates on the convention itself are April 15 through 18. So we'd love to see you out there. And if you happen to see any of us when you're at the convention in San Diego, come up and say hi. We'd love to meet you. Manny?
Okay, I just shared the quizzes link. And now I'm going to share my screen.
I should mention that this is a quiz that Maddie puts together on the fly. There are no prizes. We don't give away any money. We don't give away any swag, but you get to brag to your friends and cohorts that you won. So enjoy it today.
Yes, just personal pride. Okay, I did put the link in there, and I am 60% sure that you can continue to join after we've started, but I'll wait like one more minute. It's like popcorn when you're like, it's really
but 60% sure is quite a bit.
I don't know. Depends on. I work in evaluation, Klaus. I'm shooting for a strong 90.
I should have held off telling them we had no prizes until we.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're at 50. Let's start. Oh, 51. Great. Glad you snuck in. Yeah, you still can join. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. So, full question. There we go. Which tool is the best place to start as a new user looking for inspiration? And I want to see. Okay, there we go. I can see at the top how many people. So Tableau Cloud, public, or desktop. Okay, perfect. Yes, time is up. And wow, you guys almost all got it right. Oh, it was Tableau Public. It took it away from me so fast. It moved so fast. It's Tableau Public just because there are other content creators there, visit the day, ways to gather inspiration and from other people who are working in Tableau. So that's a great place to start. You can also start however you want to start. So, okay, true or false, you can access agent, which should be capitalized because it's Tableau agent, on any platform. True or false? Wow, you guys are answering this very quickly. You're really confident about this. I'm so impressed. Thanks for paying attention to us. Okay, perfect. Oh, sorry. Gosh, it moves so fast. I'm so unprepared. The correct answer is false. Tableau agent, you can't access it in public, but you can access it if you have Tableau Plus on the Tableau Cloud. So those are the two caveats. So if you go to public and you're like, where's Tableau agent? It's just not going to be there for you. Sorry. Okay. Which tool does not allow you to transform your data? Tableau agent, Tableau prep, or Tableau desktop? Okay. I think it's done, but I'm afraid to hit anything. The correct answer is Tableau agent. So Tableau prep obviously is the way that Klaus walked us through traditional data transformation, but in Tableau desktop, you can also delete fields. There's a way that we've talked about in previous sessions where you can transform some of your data. Okay. Next question, what are some of the limits of using Tableau agent? So there are tons and tons. We couldn't possibly cover all the opportunities of using Tableau agent, but we can talk about some of the limits. And you can answer more than one thing here. So you need a deep knowledge of your data source, AI is environmentally expensive, or agent is not learning. Okay, there we go. Oh, look, we get a score update. Great. I love that. Patrick S. Samir Radhika. Wow, that moves really fast. Okay, so some of the limits are that you do need a deep knowledge of your data source so that you're not publishing or sharing incorrect insights, and also that it is environmentally expensive. Agent is definitely learning. We showed you on the call a way to engage and make it learn even more, and it continues to learn as you continue to work with it. What are some barriers to climate data? It's not compatible with visualization tools, too expensive, or too hard to understand. And again, you can answer more than one. Great, another score update. We have one more question, but this is the last scored question. So you're gonna learn who's winning early. Yes, thank you to Harim, who was telling us that some barriers to climate data is it's expensive and limited. It's hard to understand, but as she showed us in her beautiful visualization tools, it's very compatible with visualization tools if you know how to work with that data and you are an expert. Well, I guess you don't have to be an expert. Okay, the last one is just for your own personal reflection. I used to be a teacher, so we can't walk away from here without thinking about what is something that you will take from today's session. Your own personal learning. It's like the part of the yoga class where you have to give yourself a hug. That's what we're doing here, but data version. Need to learn to prep. Yes, thank you, Pam Butler. Tableau prep. Tableau agent, that's a good one. Need to use cloud more. Oh, yes, Nishu. Even if you don't win, Nishu, you're a winner. You need to do follow the data fam, please. The visit of the day. I'm glad Bob the Builder is using Tableau agent. These are all really good. Okay, we're gonna skip through these. Yeah, I want to see the leaderboard. I hope it shows me the leaderboard. Okay, here we go. Yes. Congrats, Patrick S. You've won the glory and no cash prizes, but thank you all for playing along with us, and I'm glad that you learned something today.
Well, thanks everybody for attending. This was a fun session. I learned a lot today. Our next meeting is going to be March the 4th. Okay, March 4th. You can put it on your calendar. That QR code is going to take you out right now, where you can sign up for the meeting, and you don't have to worry about being notified because you've already signed up for it. Okay, we look forward to seeing you on March the 4th. Klaus, anything?
I think I'm muted. No, I'm not muted anymore. No, I think that's it. Thanks all for joining us today. I hope this kicked off your 2025, your year of learning Tableau, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the next sessions.
Okay, well, we do appreciate you being here. It's a leaders, and Harim, if you just hang on for a second, Viraj, we can stop recording at this point.